If you've ever poured your time and energy into building a Reddit account only to wake up one day and find you've been mysteriously banned, you know how frustrating that is. It feels like hitting an invisible wall. Well, today, we're not just going to stare at the wall. We're going to find this secret door right through it. Let's crack the code. So what is actually going on here? You think you're doing everything right. You're following the rules of the subreddits, you're trying to engage, and boom, you still get hit with a restriction. It feels totally random, but I promise you it's not. The platform is watching, and it's judging you based on one thing you probably don't even know exists. That's right. Every time you post, comment, or even just browse, Reddit is calculating a hidden reputation score for your account. Think of it like a credit score, but for your Reddit activity. It's this invisible number that decides if you look like a real person or just another spam bot. And understanding the score, well, that's the key to everything. So here's our game plan. First, we'll look at Reddit's silent ban hammer and why it's so frustrating. Then, we'll pull back the curtain on that secret contributor quality score. After that, we get hands-on. We're talking about how to warm up your account, the simple daily routine to keep it safe, and finally, how to post your stuff like an actual human being. It's a story we hear all the time. You're building up a good thing, maybe promoting your content, and then one day, poof, your posts just stop getting seen. Or worse, your whole account gets suspended with zero explanation. That's not a glitch. That's the system working exactly as it's designed, to weed out what it thinks are fake accounts. Okay, so let's unlock that system. The big secret, the engine behind all of this, is something called the Contributor Quality Score. You can call it CQS for short. This is the metric that's secretly running the show, deciding the fate of your account behind the scenes. Now, here's the thing you gotta understand about the CQS. It doesn't really care how many upvotes your big posts get. In fact, having a super popular post with no other real activity can actually hurt you. This score is holistic. It's looking at the quality and authenticity of everything you do across the entire site. So let's get into the rulebook. First and most important, comments are king. They are worth way more than posts. Why? Well, it's pretty easy for a bot to spam posts, but writing real comments is much harder. That's why an account with tons of post upvotes but no comments is a massive red flag for Reddit. Oh, and don't even bother trying to upvote a bunch of stuff to warm up an account. It does absolutely nothing. To look natural, keep your own upvoting pretty minimal. And this quote really hits the nail on the head. It all comes down to one thing: separating the real people from the bots. A script can blast out links all day long, but taking the time to write thoughtful, consistent comments, that takes a human. If you can just get that one principle, you're already halfway to mastering Reddit. Okay, so we know the rules of the game now. So how do we actually play to win? Let's dive into the practical, step-by-step playbook for building an account that Reddit will actually trust. And this works whether you're starting fresh with a new account or trying to revive a purchased one. If you've got a brand new account, you can't just jump in guns blazing. You have to build up an authentic history. It's a gradual process. On day one, you do nothing but browse for a bit. Just look around. Then, over the next week, you slowly start layering things in. A couple of comments, fill out your bio, follow some safe-for-work subs. Day by day, you add a little more. A profile pic, more comments, a banner. You see, you're acting like a real person who's just discovering the platform, and that's exactly the kind of signal Reddit's algorithm loves to see. Now, if you're buying an account, you gotta be a smart shopper. A safe bet is an account that has a recent history of commenting. On the flip side, a risky account is that classic red flag profile we talked about. Tons of post karma, but it's a ghost town in the comments. Or maybe it just hasn't been active for months. That inactivity is a huge liability. Warming up a purchased account is a little different. For instance, if the account suddenly logs in from a new country, that's suspicious. So just browse for a few days, don't interact. Let Reddit get used to the new location. Act human. Save a few posts or videos you like. If the account was already active recently, you can probably start commenting around day 3 and then slowly ramp it up from there. So you did it. You successfully warmed up your account. That's awesome. But the job isn't done. Not even close. The next phase is all about long-term survival. And it all boils down to one simple daily habit that almost everyone trying to promote something on Reddit completely skips. Take a look at this number. $25,000 a month. That's not some made-up figure. According to our source material, that's what some top-tier users are pulling in every single month from their Reddit activities. And then they lose it all in an instant. Why? Because they got cocky. They forgot that one simple daily step. They started treating their account like an ATM, just a promotional tool. instead of a genuine profile. And Reddit's algorithm definitely noticed. So, here is that crucial habit. Just spend 15 minutes a day being a normal user. That's it. Scroll your home feed. Leave a few genuine comments on things you find interesting. You don't even have to post your own stuff every day. This tiny little investment of time constantly signals to the algorithm that you're a real member of the community, not just some marketer who drops in to spam links. All right, it's time for the main event, actually posting your content. You can do everything else right, but if you mess this part up, you're still going to get flagged. So let's talk about how to post like a human. Here's your checklist for posting safely. First, don't just dump all your posts at once. Leave a few minutes in between each one. And this one is non-negotiable. Always read the rules of a subreddit before you post there. Seriously. Also, mix up your content a bit so you don't look like a bot running a script, and write captions that actually make sense for what you're sharing. The goal here is to think like a user, not a machine. So after all this talk about a secret, hidden score, you're probably asking yourself, can I actually see mine? Well, since you stuck with us this far, here's the final piece of the puzzle. The answer is yes. Yes, you can. There are actually a couple of ways to do it. The easiest is to just go on Reddit and search for CQS. You'll find posts and threads run by the community where you can check your account status. Some guides even provide a direct link to a checker tool. Now you can actually see what Reddit thinks of you and monitor your account's health. And all of this leads to a much bigger question, doesn't it? Are these hidden reputation systems like CQS actually making online communities better by filtering out all the spam? Or are they just creating a new, invisible set of rules where the only people who succeed are the ones who can figure out how to game the system? It's definitely something to think about, especially as more and more platforms start doing this.